a new edition of the LosAmitos.com preview show. I'm your host, Jose Contreras here. Starting the show with your Los Alamitos analyst, Chris Wade. Chris Wade and I will be on the desk together, on the FanDuel desk there at Los Alamitos. He'll be the analyst. I'll be the host. We'll both be analyzing all of the races from Los Alamitos and also plenty of other races that we'll be showing through FanDuel TV. So welcome back to the program. Happy to join you here. Chris, how's your Thursday afternoon here going?
It's going well. We got some good-looking runners showing up on Saturday night, and hopefully one of our selections. Maybe we'll get a preview show, a triple again this week. We did a while back.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get back into the rhythm of things here. This is our second weekend of the brand new racing season at Los Alamitos. But it's actually the first weekend of 2024, at least for us, on the nighttime. So you're going to start seeing freshly new turned 3-year-olds in the 2-year-old space that were just a 2-year-old a week ago. Now they're riding Lasix because they're 3-year-olds, Chris. And I want to reiterate that to the viewing public because that you might see some the very significant form changes just because of that medication, allowing the horses to have some Lasix. So make note of that, because I think a lot of horses are really, really going to show improvement here based on that rule that they now can add Lasix as 3-year-olds. Yes,
I wholeheartedly agree. Okay, all the 2-year-olds, majority of them are adding a Lasix, and you can see those horses that are running evenly going to have a little more kick down the lane with the addition of the medication.
For sure. All right, let's talk about Saturday night. We got 9 races on the program on Saturday night from Los Alamitos. You're going to go to race number 8, which I found is going to be a very tricky race, but I'm like that you've given us a selection in this spot. And I know you like the looks of number 5, Cartella.
Yeah, this is a horse that is had been trouble prone in all 3 lifetime starts. It was even trouble prone when running a very good race last time. This horse did break from post number 6 and got a little fractious and leaned back and was brushed away from the gate, losing some ground. But before the big run at Wayne was finishing very well the final half of the affair to be a very good close-up effort there versus favorite Jet MRL near the wire, who ran well off the rail that night.
Yeah, and let's take a look at that replay. That's going to be back on December 9th. And Cartella was in race number 4, and she actually was on the outside. So she took some money. She was 3-1 on this night. Like you mentioned, she ended up finishing second, beating half a length. So talk us to this trip here, Cartella on the outside.
Yeah, she's a horse that's move around just a little bit, moving the head a little bit and gets settled. Right as the gate is going to open up right about here, and kind of leaned out away from the gate and kind of possibly brushed the gate just a little bit, but was running a little head cocked sideways, was kind of slow on the stride, but is a big-bodied individual, was under a hand shove throughout, and was finishing very well the final half of the affair, went well very nicely, and was a very good second versus a well-met winner that particular evening.
Yeah, the winner was a Eddie Willis trainee that went off at 2-1. The clear second choice in that post time. So no shame in finishing second to that very sharp winner. But obviously you like the looks of this horse, and you got to say that was a significant improvement, right, compared to the previous races for this one.
Yeah, it certainly was. Well, the horse did have trouble in the 2 prior races and was a B+ worker prior to debut. So the ability was there. It just took a little time to get to learn this runner's job, and broke pretty well. But had a little trouble early, but finished well the final half. He was starting out very strong. If this horse can break clean, is in against a pretty closely matched affair. Laverne to the outside, but a clean getaway gives this horse a big look at the outcome there at 7-2 on the program.
Yeah, anything to talk about the morning line favorite here, More Than Heart, who has not raced since April. But I know you also watched that workout that I watched on December 12th.
Yeah, this horse in the debut had a B workout prior to the debut back there in April, 252 days ago. Got a little fractious and broke slow, drifted out, but finished very strongly, and it was well meant that particular evening. Did come back with the workout, broke good, was brushed a little bit away from the gate, but was striding out very strongly under a flat-out guzzle, was taking a hold of the final half of the affair. The horse was trying to run through the bit and galloped out very strong. So very impressive workout for the return off the layoff.
And that debut where she finished 3rd, the runner of Alice K will be a big favorite in race number 9. Alice K since then came back to win impressively back on November 5th. You can see right there. So we'll see how that form holds for that race number 8. But Cartella, I think you'll get a decent price, 7-2 on the morning line. We all remember the dam, right? Kitty Cartella. She was a very nice racehorse.
And she certainly was. And this horse is a well met runner, and it was a nice priced yearling purchase. But the ability is there. Just need a clean getaway to be a big factor in that 8 event.
And to touch again, the Lasix added here on a few of these rivals, a few of these runners. You can see the circle with the Lasix first time. So make note of that and keep notes on that as soon as we move forward here in the new season on those newly fresh turned 3-year-olds. Yeah. All right, Chris, best of luck with Cartella. Thank you for that selection and analysis, and get ready. We'll be busy. And layer up. I looked at the forecast for us. We'll be working, obviously, outdoors on the desk there on the FanDuel TV desk at Los Al. Our high temperatures will be in the low 50s throughout the night. So bundle up, Chris. I don't want you to fall over just freezing here. So let's bundle up for Saturday night and Sunday night as well.
Yeah, we'll be there, and hopefully got a good racing card starting off this second week of the racing season.
For sure. All right, Chris, have a good rest of your Thursday afternoon, and I'll talk to you and I'll work with you here this weekend at Los Al.
All right, boss. I'll see you then.
Racing! Live racing is back at Los Alamitos with a new season of great racing Saturday and Sunday nights. We're off to a flying start with our first Grade 1 stakes race of the meet, the Charger Bar Handicap on Sunday, January 7th. Top mares will be in action, led by famous Shining Star, the defending Charger Bar winner, multiple stakes winner, Sir Lady Moon, plus many other top mares. The Charger Bar Handicap, it's the best of quarter horse racing, always at Los Alamitos.
Welcome here back to the program as we get underway with the brand new year. Our new season began last weekend, but the new year 2024 officially begins this weekend at Los Al. Welcome back to the program. Now joined by the voice of Los Alamitos, Michael. Michael, how are you doing on this Thursday afternoon?
Oh, terrific, mate. How are you?
Doing well. Of course, we'll have the Grade 1 Charger Bar upcoming here on Sunday night. Maybe we'll find out who potentially could be in that stakes event later on tonight. All right, let's talk. Why don't we recap a little bit last week? I'm going to give you a little bit of a jab on the ribs because, Michael, I needed Sarsaparilla for the pick 6, your selection, and we just couldn't get the trip. That unlucky trip for Sarsaparilla.
Well, she broke through the gate, and that's obviously a big setback for any quarter horse. And I've got to say, she was disappointing when the race was run, but it didn't help her cause, let's put it that way.
Nobody can beat Trace Station V. Nobody can beat Trace Station V. Break to the gate and still win, right?
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. So Land of Nod won the race, edging out Trace Sizzling, who would have won if maintaining a straight path from gate 1, but wanted to drift outward, and I think that cost the rail horse the win.
Yeah.
Would have been a better result for you.
For sure, for our pockets, for sure. If the rail horse would have kept a straight path, I think the rail would have won instead of Land of Nod on the outside, getting the good trip and the nice win. In the featured event, I saw the nice tweet after the races. Was it Mark Jungers, who was once upon a time a groom here back in the 80s with the great Denim and Diamonds, right? He was the winning trainer of Asher.
Yes, I just thought that was a phenomenal story. That he would win a stakes race here in 19. God, what am I talking about?
In 1982.
2023. And his previous success was as a groom in 1982.
Yeah.
A groom for the great Denim and Diamonds was the last time he was associated with a winner at Los Alamitos. Long time between drinks. But congratulations to Mark for coming back and winning a stakes race as a trainer with Asher. And congratulations to you, Jose. I know you were all over that horse. I saw your segment on last week's preview show where you highlighted Asher. I thought that it was a very open stakes race, but you were all over Asher.
Yeah, she got off at a nice price. I believe she was 7-2. And I keep tabs with a lot of the racing in Ruidoso, and I remember watching her training race right before she ever made a debut. She already caught my eye in that training race. So I made a note for her, a stable alert on Equibase to make sure I didn't miss when she would run back. She had a trouble debut, and then she scored very impressively in her second outing and made it to the finals of one of the major futurities out there. And I just felt, because on trials night, I made her my pick as well, Mike, and I just feel like he needed probably a race or two to get fully acclimated to Los Al based on what I saw. And I'm glad that proved to be true, not only for my pockets, but now we have a very interesting Los Alamitos Oaks potential for her as a 3-year-old filly.
Yes, be interesting to see how she marches forward into 2024. Was a positive sign that the regular jockey came back to ride, and she finished off very strongly, winning from off the pace.
It was a very, very impressive win. So congrats to Asher and all the connections. And now they're dreaming of getting to that coveted Grade 1 Los Alamitos Oaks coming up later this season at Los Alamitos. All right, let's talk about this weekend's card. We have 9 races on Saturday night at Los Al. And you, when you send me your selection, this is a horse that has been near and dear to my heart and my pockets, and also the previous show. But I like that you're taking a look at this horse. You're going with One Racy Corona in race number 7.
Yes, I'm going to circle back to imagining that she can reproduce something like the first performance at Los Alamitos when she shipped in here for Jose Flores and Johnny Trotter in the late summer. She's in this 7th race, a 300-yard allowance for 4-year-olds and up. And the workout that led to that Los Al debut in August was phenomenal.
It really was.
The maiden win in sub 15:50 by a huge margin was extremely impressive from the rail gate here.
Yeah, and he was. And I remember, for some reason, I'm trying to think, Orlando, here, Michael, that this was an impressive win. And I think prior to this, I think we had a cancellation because of weather, where he was drawn on the outside on that card that got canceled. And then Jose Flores said, "Oh, we drew the rail," but it didn't matter. This was an impressive win.
Yes, and this was part of a wave of winners over a period of a month or so, when a lot of these Johnny Trotter horses were shipping in from Ruidoso and crushing. They had 2 winners the previous weekend to kick off with, and then this horse, One Racy Corona, stepping out in brilliant style. So then we don't see a subsequent victory. But if we can work through the PPs, I think there's a fair bit of legitimacy to the defeats.
Yes.
The September 24 3-year-old allowance, the horse had an awkward start, but did lead. And that time was only 0.06 slower than a very hot open allowance field on the same night. It was a very deep, strong allowance field. The race was won by Rocket 17. As a matter of fact, the individual time clocked by One Racy Corona was exactly the winning time of Rocket 17 in the open allowance. So, and then that gets justified in the October 21st stakes race, where you'll notice that they finished a nose apart. One Racy Corona was just a nose behind Rocket 17. They finished 3rd and 4th in a really sharp 220-yard stake race won by Shotgun. Of course, we ended up seeing him take his place in the Champion of Champions field. So I thought that was a very good performance on October 21st. The only thing that worries me, Jose, is the odds-on defeat on November 26 most recently. The horse was entitled to win then in that spot, didn't begin that sharply, wasn't beaten far, but it just wasn't quite what people would have expected, and you'd be feeling ill if you took the 3 to 5, and here I am telling you to come back for another go here. But I just think that if you can forgive a good horse a bad run, or just a moderate average run, then this is an instance where perhaps that old adage should come to the forefront. I just think we have to give One Racy Corona another shot, because there's too much to like about everything else that he's done here so far at Los Al.
Yes, and I'm in total agreement with everything you said right there. I picked him on top as well here once again this Saturday night. I think, yes, last time out, if you just look the race, it's hard to want to back him again. But he was a little bit difficult to ride, and I think that overall, he did not get beat by much, all things considered, when you factor in 3/4 of length. I'm with you. I think you gotta give him another shot, especially if you're gonna get 3-1, which I think you might get a post time, because the 1's gonna get bet, the 5's gonna get bet, and I think even the 6, because of the outside post, is gonna take some play as well.
Yeah, well, the 6 is one of a couple of horses coming back from that same race, the most recent run. Zachary Bono finished just in front of One Racy Corona, as did Pepe Barbaro, the number 2 horse in this field. But yeah, you're right. You're getting much better odds due to the presence of the rail horse. And I tip my hat to Jimmy Glenn Jr. for his training performance to get Flyover into the winner's circle off that 22-month layoff. It was a super comeback win with a powerful gallop out. This horse could really be going places as an older horse coming into the start of this fresh season. So I certainly have great respect for him. Is there any doubt about whether he can just reproduce that level of performance second up after the extended layoff, or does he just keep going ahead in leaps and bounds? I don't know. And he's got gate 1. So it's a little bit hard to read maybe what to expect. And ultimately, I think he'll be better over a bit longer. So I just think that because the odds are so much better now for One Racy Corona versus that odds on defeat last time, that he's the horse that makes the most appeal.
Yeah, I think he's got that very first quick step that could get him into the lead early on, and he might not give it up. So I like your pick. I like One Racy Corona. Obviously, you know that I've been banking on him quite a few times last season as well. All right. Thank you for that analysis. As we record here on Thursday afternoon, we got to get ready here. It's going to be a chilly weekend. I looked at the weather. It's going to be a little bit chilly here, but it looks like clear conditions for this weekend of racing at Los Al.
Yep. One other little nugget that I'll pass on. The trainer of my pick is Jose Flores, and we congratulated him last week on becoming a repeat champion trainer. But there's an interesting little stat contained in a very informative story that Orlando Gutierrez posted on our website. A list of milestones that are on the horizon for different jockeys and trainers. And the one most imminent is Jose Flores being 1 win away from becoming the 5th trainer with 100 stakes wins at Los Alamitos. And we have the Charger Bar coming up on Sunday. We record this on a Thursday afternoon. We have not yet seen the Sunday fields, but I imagine that Famous Shining Star will be trying for a second success in the Charger Bar. And if that were to come to pass, that would be the century of stakes wins at Los Al for Jose Flores. And it ties in, of course, with Johnny Trotter being the owner of Famous Shining Star, as well as One Racy Corona, my pick for Saturday night.
And of course, if you want it to happen, it could happening in a grade 1, which is even more sweeter. So that's going to be fun to watch. The Jose Flores watch meter is on. One more stakes event for the 100 stakes event at Los Al. All right, thank you for that little nugget of info via Professor G as well. All right, Michael, have a good rest of your Thursday afternoon. Looking forward to another weekend of racing, and I'll see you this weekend at Los Al.
Looking forward to it. Hooroo, mate.
Racing! Live racing is back at Los Alamitos with a new season of great racing Saturday and Sunday nights. We're off to a flying start with our first Grade 1 stakes race of the meet, the Charger Bar Handicap on Sunday, January 7th. Top mares will be in action, led by Famous Shining Star, the defending Charger Bar winner, multiple stakes winner, Sir Lady Moon, plus many other top mares. The Charger Bar Handicap, it's the best of quarter horse racing, always at Los Alamitos.
That's right. Our brand new season had already got underway last weekend, but the new meets of the new year will begin actually this weekend at Los Al. Welcome back to the program here with Professor G, Orlando Gutierrez, our Director of Marketing and Publicity. Orlando, how you doing on this Thursday afternoon?
I'm doing pretty well, Jose. A little chilly up here in the press box at Los Alamitos, but all in all, nice, beautiful evening. Looking forward to what should be a really nice weekend. 9 races on tap already for Saturday night. Some really nice races, a couple of quarter horse races to close out the card. And, of course, I'm looking forward to the Sunday night action, Jose, with 2 stakes races. Both of them, Jose, are going to have 10 horse fields, 10 mare fields. both of them. So we'll talk a little bit more about both of those races as we continue on this podcast.
And you're saying that it's chilly right now, Professor? That's scaring me because you're in the confine of the press box. That means Chris and I will be with beanies, earmuffs, gloves, all things layered up on this weekend at Los Al down at the desk. It's gonna be a chilly weekend. But as far as the forecast, I don't think there's any precipitation scheduled for this weekend. So I think we're clear on that front.
That's what I understand. No rain at all. Might get a little windy on Sunday night, around 5 p.m. or so. Yep. But as the night continues, the wind should subside. But yeah, no rain at all on the forecast for this weekend. Knock on wood. Looking forward to a good weekend, nice clean weekend here at Los Al.
All right, let's quickly talk about a few races on Saturday night just to highlight some of the horses. And then we'll talk about, you got news for us, updates as far as the runners that will be in those two featured segments on Sunday. On the Mike Corona segment, he highlighted a horse, one Racy Corona, that has been my highlight horse for a number of times last season throughout the show. But I forgot to talk about my key horse for Saturday night. I'm going to race number 6, Professor Macho Sam. He is another horse. Look at all the stars next to his odds. He's been the betting favorite race after race after race after. I mean, he's been the betting favorite 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, 9 consecutive times. That might be a record, at least from what I know. Outside of the big quarter horses, obviously we're talking about the big superstars. But you're talking about $2,500, $3,200 claimer. That is quite a feat. The backers really like Macho Sam.
And you look at his record, Jose, for his career: 17 starts, 3 wins, 7 seconds, 2 third-place finishes. Last year, Jose, 11 races. In every single race, he finished in the top 3. So he's a horse that is a hard knocker, is going to be always right there. 7 second-place finishes, that is one thing that does stand out. But he does win. He does get victories there. So he's a horse that's always right there.
So I'm going to make him my lock of the night, my key horse. Lampy's going to be the favorite at 9-5. But Macho Sam, I thought last time out, he had the outside post, and he broke well. But he didn't have the quickness to kind of cross over towards the rail, and he got caught 4 or 5 wide into the turn. I think that cost him. So I think that third place finish was still pretty solid for him. So I'm going to go one more try, Professor. One more try. I'm going with Macho Sam as my lock of the night for Saturday night.
And you mentioned number 4, Lampy, Jose. Sergio Morfin is the trainer. He should have a really good year this in 2024. And Jose, he was our leading overall trainer last year. When you combine all his victories in quarter horse races, mixed breed races, thoroughbred races, no one won more races at Los Al last year than Sergio Morfin. On the jockey side, that was Henry Reynoso Lopez. He wrote the most winners overall at Los Alamitos last year. Sergio Morfin and Henry Reynoso Lopez, I'm sure, have combined for a win here and there. But he's going with his main man, one of his main mans here now, Juan Pablo Leon, getting more and more mounts on thoroughbreds here at Los Al. And, of course, he does such a good job riding the quarter horses for Sergio Morfin here at Los Alamitos. If there was a basketball team for the jockeys here at Los Al, nighttime Los Al, he would be in the post, right?
Yes, he would be the post guy. And then one of our big forwards will be set up in Figueroa. He would be a forward. He's one of the tallest jockeys in the jockeys room, might be the tallest as Juan Pablo Leon. And a few people call him Canelo because he's redheaded. He's redheaded. So shout out to Juan Pablo Leon. He's doing great, both on the thoroughbreds, and of course, he's done well on the quarter horse side as well. So Lampy's going to be the favorite. I think he's going to be favored. Macho Sam won't be too far behind. They're going to back him they always back him. So I like Macho Sam at 72 from the rail. Let's go to race number 9, the featured event, Professor. Give me your thoughts on this allowance field. Good field of 9. Very nice race to end the program on Saturday night. No doubt that at least Alice K was ultra impressive last time out. But there's a lot of good up-and-comers in this race.
A lot of good up-and-comers, a lot of good horses that have already shown what they can do, especially at this allowance field. Number 7, BP Southern Jesse, has finished second in allowance races 3 times already here at Los Alamitos, including each of her last 2 outs. Armando Cervantes on the saddle for trainer Monty Rosa, and Bill Price. Whenever you see that BP on these quarter horses, they are bred by Mr. Bill Price, an owner with a lot of success over the years in quarter horses. BP Southern Jesse, a proven talent, very, very strong runner. Good starter. Usually maintains that speed. Just waiting to see if she can finally break through and get an allowance victory here at Los Alamitos. Has already won here at Los Al. Let's see what happens in this one. You mentioned number 3, Alice K. And I remember her mother, Alice K. White, extremely well. Won the Grade 1 Golden State Derby against the males. May have won the La Primera del Año Derby as well. She was an outstanding runner. Alice K. White, either Mike Joyner or maybe even Cody Joyner have been the one training Alice K. White back in the day.
And look at the breeders of Alice K. MJ Farms, right? MJ Farms were also the breeder of Asher, the winner of the Holiday Handicap last week.
You just wanted to mention Asher some way, somehow. You were going to get Asher.
Right, look, Asher owed me money from Charles Knight Professor. It was just a little bit of a, what would you call that? Like layaway, during the holidays, you do the layaway. So it was just a layaway from the futurity trials to Asher and the Holiday Handicap. But so obviously well-bred Alice K, Apolitical Jess out of Alice K. White, just a terrific pedigree there. And she really touted ability in that flashy maiden win back on November 5th.
And the one thing that I really enjoy about Asher, just talking to the connections there, Mark Jungers, when he walked into the winner's circle, I asked him, I know this has to be your first stakes win ever here at Los Al. Is it your first win here at Los Al? I wasn't 100% sure. And he said, This is the first time I've been in the winner's circle at Los Alamitos since I was the groom of Denim and Diamonds, the great Denim and Diamonds in 1982. I thought that was just an awesome little tidbit there.
It was. I have the page here on the screen so people can see. This is a story written by Professor G on the losalamitos.com website. 40 years since the last visit. Youngers gets back in the winner's circle with Asher in the Holiday Handicap. There's a quote. Last time I won a race here was as a groom in 1982 with Denim and Diamonds. Talking about the 1981 champions winner and 2-time AQHA champion H. Mayer. So what a story, right? 40 years after, he's back in the winner's circle with that promising 3-year-old filly that they're trying to point to the Los Alamitos Oaks.
And Jungers, he's won a lot of races in around the nation. He's saddled some really nice winners in his career, but great to see him in the winner's circle. Looking forward to seeing Asher as she continues to develop, and looking forward to seeing if we get more horses from to continue to make an impact here at Los Al.
For sure. So looking forward to the brand new season as we get now those 2-year-olds turning into 3-year-olds here. Speaking about stakes events and nice horses, Professor, you're in here to talk to us about some of the fields that we can expect for Sunday night's card. And I have a graphic here. First off, let's talk about the Dashingly. Dashingly, you tell us it's a full field of 10, right?
It is. It is a full field of 10. And they just drew the Dashingly, Jose. So I have the post positions on the graphic that you're showing there. That's just an alphabetical order, but I can tell you that BF Lizarageous is going to draw the rail with Victor Salazar up. Mornings with Maria, post number 2, Oscar Peinado is up. Number 3, Forever Dynasty, Cesar Franco and Sergio Morfin. The 4, She Goes Up, former multiple stakes winner, won the Governor's Cup Futurity here at Los Alamitos for Dr. Ed Allred, Scott Willoughby, Jesus Rios Ayala will ride She Goes Up from post number 4. Number 5, Gata Corona Jess, a stakes winner here at Los Al. Juan Pablo Leon and Sergio Morfin will team up with the number 5, Gata Corona Jess. Number 6 will be Temple Court, a runner that has qualified to many, many stakes races here at Los Alamitos. This is a filly from the family of Favorite Cartel out of Remember Me Road. Doesn't get any better than that, Jose. Mike Castleman trains for Dr. Steve Burns. Jose Nicasio will be up on Temple Court. Number 7, AJ Run for Cash. Irving Lara will be up for trainer Juan Aleman. AJ Run for Cash. She runs some really nice races here at Los Al. A newcomer, number 8, I Live for Candy. She won a Distaff Challenge race. I believe it was at in Indianapolis. The 8, I Live for Candy, Armando Cervantes, Monte Rosa. for Dunn Ranch. Number 9 is Jessica Cruz, stakes winner here at Los Al. Diego Herrera with Elena Andrade. That's the team there on Jessica Cruz. And the 10, Frivolous, another Governor's Cup Futurity winner. Clanfield Act Stables owns. Henry Lopez will ride for Felix Gonzalez. That's the field for the Dashingly. 10 outstanding mares in the undercard stakes race on a big Sunday night here at Los Al.
And will this go off as race number 8 on the program?
It will.
Okay, race number 8, Dashingly here. Thank you for giving us the verbal confirmation of post positions. Here's another graphic here of the Charger Bar, which will be the featured event on Sunday night. Famous Shining Star will try to be the repeat winner of this race, right? From last year.
Yeah, that's correct, Jose. And this one is in post position order. So Famous Shining Star, the photo that you see there is Famous Shining Star winning last year's Charger Bar. She won from post number 5. Now she's going to try to duplicate that, defend her crown from post number 1 from the rail with Cruz Mendez up for trader Jose Flores, champion trainer for the second year, Jose Flores.
Here it is. I've got the small program PPs here on the screen. 400 yards, grade 1 Charger Bar, $100,000. And you shared a nice tidbit with us that Jose Flores is looking for his 100th stakes, quarter horse stakes victories at Los Alamitos. How many other trainers have achieved that, Professor?
I want to say 6 others.
Okay.
6. So he might be the 7th looking for that great number. Cruz Mendez, Jose, he's at 94 stakes wins as a jockey. This year, he might also become a triple-digit winner in stakes races. Ramon Sanchez, of course, set a record a few years ago for most stakes wins for a jockey. Cruz Mendez is going to get there. He will get there.
All right. So over-under, Professor, I have to say, give me an over-under on how many of those 90-something stakes events that Cruz Mendez has won have been with Jose Flores.
Over and under, I'm going to say 70.
7?
Yeah, 70.
Oh, 70. Yes, yeah. 70. I would agree with that's a pretty good guess. I would say, yeah. That because, in years past, he did rode a lot for Paul Jones as well, when Paul Jones was, obviously at the top of riding a lot of catching a lot of stakes winners. So, but this is his barn. This has been the combination, Jose Flores and Cruz Mendez. So a lot of those stakes events have overlapped between both of them. So they're going to try to do it with Famous Shining Star in back-to-back years. Just Dream of Me, the other Jose Flores trainee, Irvin Lara, has a mounted in this one. AJ Born Running, Jose Flores and Oscar Pinal. I've been a big fan of that gray mare. She draws in gate number 3. How about Fearless Moon? Well, every time we see big stakes events for the females, we know Gentry Farms is probably going to be somewhere in there.
And they won the Charger Bar, is it twice with Kiss Through Fire?
Yeah.
They won this race twice. Diego Herrera probably, I think, won one of those.
One of those, yes.
Kiss Through Fire as a pinch hitter. In the nick of time, they got Diego Herrera. He got to win his first. I think that was his first ever.
I think so.
Win, right, with Kiss Through Fire in the Charger Bar a few years ago.
But are all friends, so we know how quick that one can be out of the gate. That will be for Adam Farias, David Hankins, Cesar Franco, Little Longmire, Heath Taylor, Ben Peterson, and Jose Nicaso. We got to see her a few times here this season. How about Sir Lady Moon? She's been as consistent as can be here for Monte Rosa and the owners Daniel and Carol Lee.
And Jose, no quarter horse won more stakes races at Los Al last year than Sir Lady Moon. 4-time stakes winner here at Los Al last year.
I'm looking forward to seeing them fed. I feel like we haven't seen them fed in a while.
It's been a while, and I'm looking forward to seeing her workout. To include in the Nightlights program, do a little write up on her. I know she had a gate work. Can't wait to see it.
All right, and then Patty Saint, Dunn Ranch, Monte Rosa, Eduardo Nicasio. She's a classy mare herself, 6 years old. And on the outside is going to be Political Royalty for William Smith, Heath Taylor, Rodrigo Vallejo. Very nice pedigree. Apolitical Jets out of Trendy. And she draws the outside post.
And Jose, Eduardo Nicasio, he has 98 stakes wins.
Wow.
At Los Alamitos. He's looking to make it 99 with Patty Saint. And that's a possibility, Jose. Patty Saint, we've seen her run some big races in Grade 1 stakes events here at Los Alamitos. Recently purchased by Dunn Ranch. They continue to add to their racing stock, and now their breeding stock. They recently retired Ain't He Tempting, who won the Grade 2 Southern California Derby. Definitely Patty Saint, a future great broodmare for Dunn Ranch. And they get a big-time money rider to sit aboard Patty Saint. Eduardo Nicasio, 98 stakes wins in his career. He's won the Champion of Champions. He's won the Los Al 2 Million Futurity. Tremendous rider, and he's going to ride a really nice mare in an excellent race, the Charger Bar.
All right, that's a look and preview of the two highlighted stakes events for this weekend at Los Alamitos. Looking forward to that card, and of course, that's going to be a tremendous pick four sequence to end the card on Sunday, and also that pick six promo that is still in effect. Either we'll have a carryover heading into Sunday, or will be a fresh seeded pool with $10,000 as well. For the quarter horse fans, I want to remind you, I sent out a tweet there that they can see Impressum and Flashback back in action this weekend down at Sunland. They're going to face off against KJ Desperado. Of course, Flashback, our winner of the Champion of Champions here at Los Al. Impressum, also the 2022 winner. They're facing off against KJ Desperado in the championship at Sunland coming up this weekend on Sunday.
And what a quiet, incredible season Flashback had.
Yes.
KJ Desperado, the all-time leading quarter horse earner in the sport. He beats him in Albuquerque, right?
Yeah.
Then he beats the reigning world champion in the Champion of Champions here at Los Alamitos. What an incredible season Flashback had. And of course, we remember Flashback, so many great races that he had as a 2-year-old, as a 3-year-old here at Los Al before moving on, and then returns and wins the Champion of Champions. And now he's going to try to get another big win. He's going to face both of them, KJ Desperado and Flashback, and many other outstanding runners in that big race at Sunland on Sunday.
All right. Hypothetically, Professor, does Flashback's win in the Champion of Champions was enough to sway the voters into possibly getting world champion honors? Is that big enough of a resume? It was not, or do you think it was?
The more I think about it, the more
he's got an argument. He's got an argument.
He should. He's probably the way he finished the year.
Yeah,
two bigger wins than what he did, winning that Champion of Champions from the rail here at Los Al, with Impressum right there next to him in that outstanding field that we had in the Champion of Champions. And before that, he beats the all-time leader in earning, also in a big race on a big stage. If he had maybe one more huge win,
yes,
right? So I haven't really studied nationally how that voting is gonna go, but we'll find out pretty soon. They announced those in a couple of weeks. But man, that I would have to say he's got a really good argument.
Yeah, because on the 2-year-old front, I mean, Dark Enemy was sensational. Her campaign down
Station V as well. One of those races as a 2-year-old though.
Yeah, so I think it's the more as that race kind of wound down and you looked at more about the campaign and the resume of Flashback, I was like, he's got a shot to kind of be a strong consideration. I mean, that's the way he finished up the year, you couldn't ask for pretty much anything more.
And remember how the voting for that world title goes. You have, there's only 3 of them that can win it when it's all said and done, and that's the champion 2-year-old, the champion 3-year-old, and the champion H horse. So Flashback, he's got to win the champion H horse title to have a chance at the world champion. So Dark Enemy and Train Station V, only one of those is going to be in contention for that world champion title, because you figure there's only going to be one champion 2-year-old. Now watch it be a dead heat in that category, but that's how they go. They only the champion 2-year-old, champion 3-year-old, and the champion H horse are the ones that are eligible to be named world champion.
Yeah, I mean last year the world championship was decided on the racetrack with that tremendous field in the Champion of Champions, one of the greatest fields ever and it was impressive, But this year, it's an interesting debate. I think it's a very interesting debate. Looking forward to see who ends up getting those awards for the AQHA coming up in a few weeks. Speaking of awards, any update on PCQHRA awards here locally and for the state here in California?
Yeah, we actually voted for the PCQHRA champions last week.
Okay.
And the banquet, the awards banquet, is going to be held in the finish line room here at Los Alamitos on Friday, January 26th. That's when they'll be announcing the champions on the race course, the champion jockey, owner, trainer, breeder, and many other great awards that will be announced on that night. Again, that's going to be on Friday, January 26th. For more information, contact PCQHRA. The number 714-236-1755. I think that's the number. So if you're interested in getting some tickets to this great night, a lot of fun, great dinner, all the top personalities there. It's a lot of fun. Again, that will be on Friday, January 26th.
All right. Thank you for that update and so much more, Professor. Have a good rest of your Thursday afternoon. Expected approximate post time this weekend, do you know?
6 p.m. 6 p.m. for Saturday. That is set. And expect around a 5-ish first post on Sunday. Again, for that big night of action with a couple of really good stakes fields for the Mayor's Division.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year to everybody that's watching. Happy New Year to you as well, Professor G. And have a good rest of your Thursday evening now. And I'll talk to you this weekend, Alosa.
And to you as well, and to the listeners as well. Happy New Year.
The Los Alamitos traditional pick six continues to rise. On July 2nd, a carryover of nearly $15,000 led to a total pool of over $150,000. On July 9th, a carryover of $15,000 led to a total pool of nearly $160,000. Plus, with no jackpot provisions, the Los Alamitos pick six can pay big time every time. And if we don't have a carryover going into Sunday night, we'll add 10 grand to the pool. That's right, the fast-rising Los Alamitos pick six is one of the country's best.
Racing!
Live racing is back at Los Alamitos with a new season of great racing Saturday and Sunday nights. We're off to a flying start with our first Grade 1 stakes race of the meet, the Charger Bar Handicap on Sunday, January 7th. Top mares will be in action, led by famous Shining Star, the defending Charger Bar winner, multiple stakes winner, Sir Lady Moon, plus many other top mares. The Charger Bar Handicap, it's the best of quarter horse racing, always at Los Alamitos.